Hey my friends, Del Denny here, and today I want to talk about how to create a lifelong bond with your partner. Now, out of all the things that we do in life, all the high performance stuff, the productivity, the courage, and all that good stuff, there's one thing that we all share, whether you're a high performer or not, and that is love. We all have this desire to be loved, and to love other people. And so we have this innate ability within ourselves to be loved. And so I really wanted to dive deep into how to create a lifelong bond with your partner. And so I'm going to give you 3 strategies today to help you with that. Now, the first strategy to help you to create a lifelong bond is to know the 5 love languages. Now, this was made popular by Dr. Gary Chapman in his book, The 5 Love Languages, and basically talks about how everybody expresses love and receives love in one of these 5 ways. We all carry these 5 things, but some rank higher in the priority list than others. Now, the very first one is words of affirmation. And as I go through these, it might tickle your ear a little bit, like, hey, that one's me. And you might show this to your friend, and they might say, I'm more this way. And now, it's really interesting to go through these 5 love languages. So here's the first one, words of affirmation. The words of affirmation is people love to hear, good job. We knew you could do it. Great job on that project. You're really good at that. These are words of affirmation, and people love to hear that. They might express the same way. They're constantly giving praise and positive feedback to other people. So that's the first love language. The next love language is quality time. People just want to spend time with those that they love. For me, that's a big one. It's quality time. I want to spend time with the people that I love the most, and so it doesn't mean I don't have to go to a concert. I don't have to go out. I'm fine with just being in a room and just shooting the breeze. That's my love language, and I love to be spend time with my partner, my spouse. I love spending time with her. Now, the third love language is physical touch. Some people like to hold hands. Some people like to snuggle. Some people like a back scratch. They want to feel that physical touch. Now, it doesn't have to be sexual. It can just be holding hands. And there is something magical to people with that. They just want to spend time and maybe hold hands as they walk down the street, and that just really creates that bond. Now, the fourth love language is acts of service. There's some people that like to be served and like to serve other people, and that's their love language. Well, what do I mean by this? Well, maybe your spouse's love language is acts of service, and you go and do the dishes. How does that make them feel? They light up. They're so ecstatic that you did the dishes, or you took out the trash, or you mowed the lawn, or you got to that project in your house. They love to be served, and in return, they also love to serve other people too. They're constantly doing things for other people because that's how they express love. Now, the fifth area, the fifth love language is gifts. They love getting gifts. They love receiving gifts. They love to give gifts. Gifts are a big love language, and for my daughter, this is her probably her top love language is gifts. She loves getting presents, and maybe your partner is the same way. Maybe they love receiving gifts. But also, the interesting thing is their love language is to give gifts as well. And this is a big love language for my wife, for my partner, is that she loves to give gifts. And they don't have to be these grand gifts. It could be something very small. But that was her way of expressing. Now, for me, gifts aren't very high on my love language. Okay, we all have the 5 love languages. They're all kind of in a priority, and it ranks the very least. I don't care about physical stuff. I don't care about gifts, and it's tough for me to give gifts because I just don't like to receive them myself. But I noticed in my wife is that she loved to give me gifts, get me these little things, and that was her way to express love. And so I had to take mental note of that. And so when it comes to these 5 love languages, we have to think about what is the highest love language that my partner has? What's the second highest love language? What's the last love language? Because the last love language on your partner's love language might be your first priority for yours. And so that's where people kind of tend to butt heads when it comes to creating that lifelong bond, is because, maybe my least favorite love language is gifts, but my spouse's is giving gifts. So she's constantly giving gifts and she's expressing all this love, but it ranks very low on mine. Well, there's that contention that can build up. And so when you understand each other's love languages and you go through it with them, it creates this epiphany of like, hey, I see why you give me gifts now. And I appreciate it more because I know that that means a lot to you. And so in return, I also know that because gifts is her love language, that my job is to find little gifts that I can give her. It could be a nice piece of jewelry, or it could just be her favorite candy bar that I picked up at the store, right? Gifts are very important. So when you understand your partner's love language, that makes the bond so much better because you're speaking on the same frequency. So highly recommend that book. Definitely check it out. The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. That's the first idea of how to create a better lifelong relationship with your partner. Now, here's the second one. The second idea to create a better bond with your partner is this: serve them, don't be selfish. I'm going to say that again. Serve them, don't be selfish. Think about early on in your relationship with your partner. Now, you're probably already doing this. You are constantly thinking about them, their needs. What do they like? How can I make them comfortable? What is their favorite restaurant? What's their favorite food? You're opening the door for them. You're doing all these things. And then what happens as you get further and further in your relationship, as time goes by, the puppy love goes away, and you start kind of getting real with them. And you stop opening up the door. You stop thinking about what their favorite restaurant is, and you start thinking about what you're hungry for. And you start putting your needs first. And what do you think happens with your relationship? You guys start kind of going apart from each other, don't you? And so we start becoming more selfish as we get further into our relationship. What we need to do is to remind ourselves of what we were like at the beginning of our relationship and serve more often. So when you start serving your partner more, you're going to find yourself even more happier. I promise you that. So you might take stock right now in your relationship. How are you doing? Are you more on the serving side, or are you more on the selfish side right now? And definitely go towards that serving side. All right. Now, here's the third way that we can create a better bond with our partner or our significant other, and that is to treat your partner better than strangers. Okay, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Treat your partner better than strangers. And I kind of want to paint that picture for you because sometimes we belittle our partner. Sometimes we snap at them or, say, honey, that's a dumb idea. But we never say something like that to a stranger. Sometimes we treat our coworkers better than our partner. Sometimes we treat a stranger on a bus, on a subway, our waiter, whatever it may be, better than our partner. We walk into our house, we look at our partner, we just walk right on by, we don't smile. But a stranger walks past, we smile at them. What's with that? We have to treat our partner better than strangers. We have to, a stranger will talk to us and we're engaged, we listen, we're happy, we encourage. And then when it comes to our partner, sometimes we don't do that. And so we have to remind ourselves that we need to treat our partner better than strangers. 10 times better than strangers, we need to treat our partner. And so I know as you do these 3 things that you're going to see significant improvements in your relationships. I'm not perfect with my relationships, but I know through the relationships over the years and studying and testing and measuring that these 3 things can really help you to improve your relationships. And number 1, know their love language. That is so important. Understand what ranks high in their love languages and what ranks low in their love languages, and share yours with them as well. The second idea, again, is to serve them and don't be selfish. Are you serving them more than you are being selfish? Figure out where you're at there And the idea is to serve more and be less selfish. And the third idea is to treat your partner better than strangers. Treat them at least 10 times better than you treat a stranger. So as you do those three things, I know that'll help your relationship. I know that will help your bond with your partner. So this is Del Denny signing off. I hope you love this. Remember, learn, lead, and live to your full potential.